Hello, fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today for this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, W-I-P, stands for Work in Progress, and this is mine. You are welcome and encouraged to go grab whatever you're working on and work alongside while I chat, or alternatively, you can treat this as a podcast and just listen while I chat. Today I am working on my Phoebe and Beauregard from Diamond Art Club. This is my first, I hope, kit for Mermaids in Magic this year. So I'm going to be working on this one. I'm going to rearrange things a bit. I think I've got everything that I need, so I'm going to zoom into the section where I'm going to be working, and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, let me pick a color here to get started with, and then I will get going right after I straighten up these drills. Okay. All right. So, hope everybody's having a good week. Let me start off with my life update. It's a pretty boring week this week. Just, life stuff. Everybody is healthy and well. Just going to work, doing the things. Didn't really have anything exciting going on. I am working on some projects, but other than that, went for our daily walks. We did miss a couple of days. Weather has been crazy here. It snowed 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, something like that. You guys, I've slept since then. I don't remember exactly, but something like that. Over halfway through March, and it's snowing, which is not unusual for where I live, but yeah, I'm ready for some spring weather. It's been really cold lately. Yeah, I'm ready for that to stop. I'm ready for spring. I don't mind cold weather, but yeah, I'm ready for some spring weather. Just a couple of days of spring weather and I'd be happy. This past week was spring break, and my daughter was off because school was closed. So she and I had made plans to go get our passport photos taken because we both need to renew our passports before this summer. And I'm literally on my way driving to pick her up to go get our pictures taken. And she calls me, "Mom, is it okay if we postpone?" And I said, "Okay, why?" Because I knew she was off work. So I was like, "Has something happened?" And she's like, "Yeah, I got mad at my hair and got the scissors out. So your girl needs a haircut before we get any photos taken." Like, okay. So she called the lady that's cut our hair forever and got an appointment. And she's like, "So can we postpone this till this afternoon?" And I said, "Well, if you want to postpone it longer than that, I'm fine with that. I was just trying to do it this week while she was off." And I said, "So, as long as we get it done before the end of this month, it's fine. So we can go on a weekend or whatever." And so she was much happier with that. She went, got her emergency haircut, and I said, did the hairstylist tell you to stay away from the scissors?" And she's like, "Yeah." Like, you think you would have learned. I think all kids do that when they're little. She did it when she was little, and so did my son. No matter how much you try to hide the scissors from them, somehow they find them. And it's always the bangs that go, isn't it? So my son cut off almost all of his bangs, and we basically had to give him a buzz cut so he didn't look weird, and which he was not happy about. My son wanted his hair longer when he was younger. My daughter had a pretty short haircut, so I imagine it's even shorter now. I haven't seen her since she got it cut, but always go after, I can't tell you, working at the preschool, how many times kids would come in and we'd be like, "Oh, did you find the scissors at home?" "Yeah." "Did you get in trouble?" "Yeah." Childhood rite of passage, I guess. So anyway, nothing super exciting happened this week beyond that. So, we'll get our pictures taken at some point so that we can get our passports renewed. I actually went out and was filling out all the forms. It's much easier than I thought it was going to be. We basically just have to fill out the form and then send it in. I guess the other times since I've had my passport, I had to get it changed because my name changed. So of course you have to send in all that documentation and everything. And when I got both my kids, we had to send in birth certificates and all that kind of stuff. my daughter got hers when she was 16, and my son got renewed a couple years ago. He got his first passport before he was 16, so it was only good for 5 years. And then once you're over 16 and you apply again, basically we had to apply for it like it's a brand new passport. Since I'm just doing a renewal and no name changes or anything, it's just the form, the money, and my old passport. And I'm going to pay for expedited processing so that hopefully it gets done a bit faster. But yeah, I want to get it done and get it sent in just so I can mark it off my to-do list because it's been on there for a while. My husband and I were talking on our way to get groceries. We got our federal tax refund has hit our bank account, so yay. My husband, I think I talked about it. My husband ended up getting a refund on a TV that we bought because it was having issues. So between the tax refund and the refund for the TV, we have enough money to pay what we owe the state and pay our house insurance, which is due this next week, and still have like $180 left over. So he's decided he's going to spend that on a new coffee machine. I don't drink coffee. I wish I could get into it. I really do. It's like one of those things where it's a social thing, you know, that people drink coffee. It's like drinking wine. Coincidentally, I don't drink wine either. I don't like wine. I don't like most alcohol. I love the way coffee smells. It smells so good, but it tastes so bad. By the time I put enough creamer and sugar and everything in it to make it taste okay, I might as well have just left out the coffee. So I drink tea. Tea is my preferred thing. Anyway, we've had a Keurig forever, and I wanted to get rid of it a while ago. And they told me they would do pour over coffee. So we bought a carafe and, you know, they were doing that. But then it just got to be too much trouble with the coffee grounds and the filters and all that kind of thing. And so they just went back to using the Keurig. Well, my husband has decided he doesn't want the Keurig anymore, but he wants something programmable so that when he gets up in the morning, his coffee's ready to go because he gets up so early in the morning. And then he has to drive an hour to where he works, so he's going to get a new coffee maker. We'll see. My son drinks coffee too, although my husband and I both make fun of him because he says he likes coffee and he drinks it, but he puts so much creamer and sugar in there, like by the time he's done, yeah, it's not coffee anymore. But he drinks it. So yeah, it's just been a quiet week. We went on our walks. We played a lot of Pathfinder. We're hopefully going to be playing some D&D starting this weekend, that we'll be playing it a little more often. That way my son's gonna run the games for Pathfinder and I'm gonna run the games for D&D, just to give each other a break and give us each a chance to play instead of run the games. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Working on videos. I've got some projects in the works, so hopefully they'll be done soon and I can share them with you. And then, of course, I'm always reading. I set myself another goal for this year. I've made my goals for like the last, I want to say 3 or 4 years. Since I had my Kindle Unlimited subscription, I have given myself a reading goal every year. And I've made it every year, and then some usually. So yeah, I read sometimes while I'm diamond painting, although usually when I'm diamond painting, I'm listening to podcasts. But I also read every night before bed. So anyway, I was reading a book and the main character was dealing with the death of a parent, and they were talking about, you know, grief doesn't have a timetable and all that kind of stuff, and some of the things that he had done that he thought other people would think were weird. And, you know, I never really stopped to think about it. My folks have been gone for over 10 years now. Still think about them all the time. And I still have their phone numbers in my phone, even though I've changed phones multiple times. And even though those numbers aren't good anymore, I'm sure they've been given to someone else by now. But I just can't bring myself to take the numbers out. I don't know, it's weird. I didn't have any voicemails to save, or I would have done that as well. My brother does. He still has a voicemail from my mom on his phone so that he can just listen to her voice every once in a while. We have videos and stuff, Christmas videos and that kind of thing, if I want to hear their voices. But yeah, grief is weird. 10 years and I still Still think about them. We did, speaking of paying bills, I did this month pay off our last credit card bill from our trip to Canada, so that felt really good. So now, and we got our tax refund, which means we can pay off the, well, not pay off, but pay this year's house insurance. Yeah, I wish it was paid off and we never had to pay it again. And then next month we get to pay car insurance. Then in May, it'll be another big bill for tuition. It just never ends, does it? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful we have enough money to pay all of our bills. Everything seems like it's getting more expensive. Although weirdly, this weekend when we went to the grocery store, I felt like I bought more than normal, and yet somehow our grocery bill was less than it has been the last couple of weeks. I don't know if we just bought less expensive things, because I was stocking up on some basics. My son went to make some tuna casserole, and we're almost out of tuna, and we were almost out of cream of chicken soup, and we were out of noodles. I didn't have any macaroni noodles for him to use, so he ended up just opening a couple boxes of macaroni and cheese and using the noodles out of that. But then I needed to replace the macaroni and cheese, so yeah, fun times at my house. So what exciting things did happen in your neck of the woods this week? Let me know. I know when I commented that people were snowing, people were saying that it was raining or it was really hot where they were. Yeah, I don't need extreme weather. I just wanted it to not snow that day, which doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm not going outside anyway, so, but except for my walk. So just another one of those regular living life weeks for me. And of course, diamond painting, which leads me into my diamond painting update. As you guys can see, gosh, I cannot talk today. How did I miss that one black drill? Wow. Anyway, as you guys can see, I'm still working on Phoebe and Beauregard. I must say, I'm really enjoying this kit. I'm adding in a couple of ABs. You can see I'm adding in this one right here. And then it comes with 4 ABs already. So I had 4 and I'm adding in 3 or 4. So yeah, hopefully 8 ABs by the time I get done with this. I think it's turning out really pretty. I'm really happy with it. So excited to get this one finished. I'm hoping to finish this one this week so that I can start on Patience. I'm going to be kitting that one up and then working on that one. It is smaller than this painting. It's my other mermaid from Dreamer Designs. And I was fangirling because the lady who is the artist commented on my video. It's always such a bizarre moment when stuff like that happens, you know, that somebody that I think of as in a different circle than me, and then they make a comment and it's like, wow, you know, I don't think about my videos kind of being out there for everybody, which, I mean, of course they are, but yeah, it's just a bit bizarre, but very much appreciated. So yeah, I'll be working on that one hopefully once I get this one done, because I need to start gearing up for next month. Next month, if I read my calendar right, is the Dakota-thon, and for Dakota Detweiler Pictures, and I have a rather large one that I was planning to do for that event. And because it's so large, I don't know if I'm going to get, this may be, April may be one of the months where I really only get one kit done, just because it's such a big one. And I don't even honestly know whether it's round or it's square. I hope it's round because it'll go faster, but we'll see. That's the other thing. My other mermaid is a square kit. So I'm going to break out my my tips from We Have a Handle on This, the ones that I love for doing squares. Then we'll see how quickly I can get that one done. I mean, if I don't finish it at the end of March, it's fine if it bleeds over a little bit into April, but I should have taken my spring break week and just diamond painted, but it's easier to diamond paint when everyone else is gone. So I get more diamond painting done when everybody's at school and work than I do when everybody's home. So is that how it works for everybody else? Like, I love having everybody home, but then, you know, we're out doing things and playing games and that kind of stuff rather than me diamond painting. I have diamond painted while we've played before, but since we're all together at the table, there's not really a way for me to spread all my diamond painting out and do it while it's just us here at home. Plus I'm having fun, so it's okay if I'm not diamond painting at the same time. It's all good. Hopefully we're going to do some of that later today. I'm actually excited. I haven't run a game in a while. We haven't played in quite a while until we picked up Pathfinder, and then my son's been running it. Anyway, I'm getting off track again. Diamond painting stuff. So finishing up the 2 mermaids that I need to. So this one, and then the one from Dreamer Designs, and then hopefully moving on to the Dakota one. I've also been working on some kind of long form video projects behind the scenes, hoping to have a couple of those finished so I can share them with you guys soon. It's one of the reasons that I think, you know, a lot of the diamond painting stuff you see is just the regular unboxings and, you know, typical diamond painting videos, the whip and chats, the kit ups and kit downs, because it just is very time consuming to do other types of videos. I mean, I'm talking, I've got to film multiple sessions over multiple days. And, you know, while you're doing that, it's hard to get anything else done. I was watching, I have a YouTuber that I watch. She runs an Etsy shop. She's a very successful small business owner. And I watched a lot of her videos because she's very good about kind of sharing behind the scenes stuff. She was showing kind of how she films things for her social medias. And I told my husband, oh my gosh, it looks so exhausting. You know, I mean, I know what I do, but she's got like 5 or 6 different stands where she sets up cameras to get different angles. And I'm like, and it's for the most part just her. She has other employees, but they're like packing orders and stuff while she's doing all the social media and filming and all that thing. And so it's just her running around adjusting the cameras and that kind of thing. And I thought, oh, okay. One, I don't have enough equipment to do all of that. And that must be so exhausting. Like, I can't imagine how much actual time it takes to film all the stuff that she films. I mean, some of it is not probably as bad as I think because, you know, she's filming from multiple angles. So she's getting multiple angles of the same, you know, so if you have 4 cameras set up and they're filming the same thing, you've got 4 hours of video, but it only took you 1 hour in real time. You know what I mean? But then you have 4 hours of video to edit. Yeah, that just seems crazy to me. I'm faster at editing than I used to be, but not as fast as I want to be. And still learning how to do fancy things. I usually use iMovie. I have DaVinci Resolve, but it's way more complicated. I use it for certain things, but I just don't know all the ins and outs of it yet. And I keep telling myself I just need to move over to it because I'm not going to learn the ins and outs of it until I'm comfortable with it. But I'm still kind of learning stuff that I can do with iMovie. So for right now, it's where I'm comfortable. That's where I'm going to stay. I do need to myself get busy working on some social media stuff. I'm going to be hosting both of my diamond painting events. I'm going to be doing DP for Pets 2023 in June. So make sure you have that on your calendars. And I need to get some stuff going out about that. It's been on my to-do list for months and I just keep putting it off and I need to get it done. So that is on my must-do list for this week. We'll see if I make it. And then DP for Vets in November. So I have, you know, more time to go before I need to worry about that one. But it's kind of easy when you get in the flow to just do everything all at the same time. Because like I need some stuff for Instagram that I can post on Instagram. I need some stuff for Facebook. And when you're talking about dealing with different sizes for different platforms and everything, once I kind of get in that groove, it's just as easy to do both of them at once. If I just get DP for Pets done, I will count myself lucky. And then, oh, you guys, I wasn't planning on purchasing anything this month. I wanted, you know, last time I was talking about the budget, somebody said, yeah, you know, Diamond Art Club will be having their anniversary stuff coming up in April. And then, of course, you know, this year's Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales and saving up for those. And honestly, I haven't seen anything as far as new releases go from anybody that I felt like, yeah, I really, really want that one. Until this week. And you guys, I have been waiting for them to, as they started releasing Looney Tunes stuff, to see what they were going to do. I have been a collector of Marvin the Martian stuff for years. He's always been my favorite Looney Tunes character, and it kind of started a little bit as a joke. I went to a mall up in Kansas City, and there was a Warner Brothers store, and I bought a black leather jacket with Marvin the Martian on it. This was in my 20s. And after that, it just kind of came oh, this is something you collect. You know how once you start collecting something, like everyone you know is like, oh, that's what they get you for like every birthday, every anniversary, every holiday, you know, whatever it is. They're like, oh, I'll get her something Marvin. And so I had this huge collection up until about 10 years ago when we moved to our current house. I got rid of a bunch of stuff just because I didn't want to move it. I didn't really have room for it. And so I kind of pared down everything. I still have a few things left that I really, really like, and I still have that leather jacket. And if I think about it, I'll stick a picture of it somewhere if I can get a good one. Or if I can find one. Probably see if I can find one online. It's probably a better picture than one I could take. But anyway, when I saw the Marvin come out on Diamond Art Club, I was like, oh man, I have to get this one. Because, yeah, I've just been a collector of that for so long that I knew I'd be kicking myself if I didn't get it. So yeah, I broke down and bought the Marvin the Martian. And then, of course, you know, you can't just buy one. So I got a couple of other ones. I got Marvin was the new release, and then I got a Daffy Duck. So Marvin is going to be my new release for that Diamond Art Club challenge. So I finished, there's 5 in the challenge. I have finished 3 of them so far. I did the small kit with my Fantastic Mermaid, Fantastic Friends. I did my oldest kit, which was my Jules and Verne. You guys, so happy with how Jules and Verne came out. I think that one turned out so good. Still kicking myself that I waited so long to get it finished, but guess that's how it was meant to be. Anyway, so that was my oldest one. And then I had to do one with no 310, which I did my Enchanted Forest with. And then that leaves a flower one, which I hope I'm going to get to my Flower Crazy one. I really want to do that one. And then my 2023 new release is going to be my Marvin the Martian. It'll be interesting to see. It's going to be a lot of color blocking, and I know for that reason there were a lot of people who were hesitant about that. And I got to admit, even, you know, I had that thought too. It's actually why I didn't get any of the Scooby-Doo stuff, because, you know, with the cartoons like that, and you just have these huge backgrounds that are nothing but color blocking, and I thought, oh, I'm not ready to sign up for that. But for Marvin, I'll do it. Now, I also got the Daffy Duck, just as kind of an inside joke because of my name. People call me that sometimes. Anyway, so I got Marvin and I got Daffy. Marvin, I think, has 11 colors. So, I mean, 11 colors sounds like a ridiculously low amount, but you know, it's a cartoon and it's basically huge color blocks of red and green and white and yellow. So actually 11 is probably more than I should have been expecting, but it'll go fast, I hope. And I got an email that says they have shipped. So hopefully sometime this week they will show up at my house and I can figure out when I'm going to work them into my schedule. I've got some projects I need, well, projects I want to get going on. I don't need to get going on them. The world won't end if I don't do them, but I want to get them done. So we'll see where I end up. It's just hard figuring out how to find the time for all the stuff I want to do, you know? Because it's like, I want to read, and I want to play games, and I want to diamond paint, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And I shouldn't complain because I have more free time than most people I know. So I just need to be better about how I use it. And I told my husband I'm officially old because I feel like if I don't get up early in the morning, even on the weekends, then I feel like I've slept half the day away, which isn't true because, you know, if I sleep in, then I can stay up later. It's not, you know, especially on the weekends. But even on the weekends, my husband gets up so early. Even on the weekends, he's up early, even when he wants to sleep in. He rarely sleeps in past 6 or 7. I rarely sleep in past 7 these days. All right, what color do I want to do now? I'm going to go for the X's here. This painting is going to turn out so cute. And I started at the top on this one, which I don't normally do. So we'll see how it goes for me. I like to have my paintings laying completely flat because like right now I've got this kind of folded over the edge because of how I'm filming. That drives me crazy because then, you know, until it flattens out again, I've got this little, not crease, but I've got this little bend in it where it's been hanging over the edge of the table, and it'll go away, you know, as I move the painting up and I'm working on that section or whatever. But it just bothers me. I don't know why. Just one of those weird things about, I like working on it this way. I think that's one of the things that fascinates me about diamond painting and crafting is like to look at how everyone else does it and then be like, oh, that would never work for me. Or, oh my gosh, I should try that. Yeah, it's really interesting. To me anyway. Maybe it's not interesting to everyone else. Oh my gosh, you guys. And I just put all of those on the wrong symbol. See, I told you I was grabbing the X, and I did grab X, but I started putting them on the A symbol. This is the second time I have done that in this kit. Annoying when I do that to myself. See, I can try and just slide some of these over so they're on the X, since I can slide them. Can't believe I did that. All right, so while I'm sliding, is there anything else I need to be telling you guys? All right, seeing these here, I don't know if I'm going to have enough room to slide everything over or if I need to just pull some of these off of the canvas, because I think there's going to be more on here than I need to slide over. I was watching somebody place drills with tweezers the other day. You guys, I mean, certainly round, I would never be able to place with tweezers. I have enough problems when I do stuff like this. Just getting them off of the canvas if I need to move them. These I'm just sliding, but, you know, trying to get them off the canvas, like this one's giving me too much grief, so I'm going to pick it up. Getting them off the canvas, placing them with tweezers. Now, instead of using tweezers like this, I've seen people use the flat ones with squares, and I think that's probably way easier, or at least it would be for me. I've also tried using, you know, those tweezers that work backwards. So like when you squeeze them, they open, and when you let go, they close. My brain does not understand those. I am constantly closing them when I should be opening them and vice versa. So those do not work for me. But I've seen people using them to place tweezers, and every time I see people place drills with tweezers, I think, one, my gosh, that takes so much time. And two, I don't have the physical dexterity to do it, I don't think. And also don't think that mentally, I think I would be so frustrated with it that, yeah, which is why I don't do it. Because I'm pretty sure I would just end up frustrated. It does make things easier for placing, and especially for squares, to keep things lined up. But you guys know me. I am very much this is something that I'm doing for enjoyment. I mean, I do try to keep my drills straight, but if they're not perfect, it's okay. Like, if you're the person who's going to come and gripe at me because my drills aren't straight, then we're probably not friends anyway. This is my thinking. And so, yeah. Oh, and someone mentioned, I was talking in my Jules and Vern video about one of the things that I didn't like about Diamond Art Club was, yes, their symbols are very clear, but that was because they would basically put a guide circle of white. Like if it was a dark color, then you would have a white guide circle and then the symbol would be in the guide circle. So it just got frustrating if I wasn't placing some drills perfectly on the Jules and Vern because they were like dark brown or those dark reds, and I could see the whites behind them if the drills weren't perfect. And somebody commented that the Diamond Art Club is not doing that anymore. And you can see on this one, which this is probably one of the newest kits I have. And I did notice actually when I was filming Jules and Vern and then I came out to work on this that I was like, oh, they aren't doing that here. There are actually some guide circles. If you get in really close, you can see like the X has a circle around it, but it's like in a very faint gray. So if I don't place my drill exactly perfectly, it's okay. That guide circle does not stand out. It fades into the background. So there are circles still there to kind of help you, but it's not, if it's not exactly perfect, it's not glaringly obvious like it is in some of the older kits. So I am happy to see that they've changed that. That's something too. You know, I was telling my husband, well, I think I mentioned last time, I told you guys too, you know, sometimes I feel bad because some of the kits I work on are old, like several years old. So you can't get them anymore, or things about them are different or whatever, but I still want to share them. And, you know, I look at some of these people who have giant diamond painting stashes and it's like, okay, maybe I shouldn't feel bad because how old are some of the kits they can pull out of their stash, because their stash is way bigger than mine. Maybe eventually I'll just become one of those YouTubers who, you know, I unbox everything, but half of what I unbox I don't ever work on. So far, for the most part, I did give away some kits when I did my 12 Days of Christmas that I had purchased that I knew I was not going to work on. But for the most part, you know, these are all kits that I have purchased for myself that I intend to work on. I don't buy them with the idea that I'm just going to unbox it for the channel and then, you know, destash it on a destash group or sell it on eBay or whatever. I could, I suppose, but that seems like a waste of money. I mean, I guess you get some of it back in, you know, selling the kits, and then also, you know, if you're making revenue on your YouTube channel. But anyway, yeah, just exciting. I've been working on new things, just working on this. You guys, I'm super close to some milestones on YouTube and Facebook. If you don't follow me on Facebook, check the links down below. I have a Facebook group and a Facebook page. Would love to see you in both of those places. I did just hit a milestone on Instagram, so if you want to follow me there over on Instagram, I am at diamondpaintinganonymous over there. And I do post a bit more in progress stuff on Facebook and Instagram than I do here on YouTube for obvious reasons. And yeah, so follow me over there and maybe you'll see some stuff. Sometimes there's stuff over there that doesn't actually make it to the channel for whatever reason. I keep thinking one of these days maybe I'll do a Patreon or something, but again, still waiting for a lot of my ideas until we find out about Canada. So until that happens, I think I'm just going to stick with YouTube. So we'll see. Everybody cross your fingers that our stuff with Canada goes through quickly so we can start making some plans, because that would be awesome. These drills, I can see the symbol underneath and they're driving me crazy. All right. Okay, I think I'm going to call that good. I think I've been talking long enough. Let me check my notes one more time. I think I've told you guys everything that I wanted to tell you. All right, let me zoom out a bit here and you can see, look, her cute little face. I got to fill in her lips, but other than that, her cute little face is done. So her head and her hair are done. Now I can move on to the little seahorse friend and start working on her. I've got some coral. You can see I threw in some ABs over here. I think it actually looks really good. I'm really happy with it. Wish I would have had some other ones to throw in, but it is what it is. It's turning out cute, so I'm happy. I love all the ABs so far. Well, that's it for me today, guys. Thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. I hope that you accomplished something on whatever you are working on today. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon to be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.